say you miss hugging and
I
traveling?
do. I do.
I do too. Yeah.
You know, it's those things that I've always taken for granted, and I'm quite a hugger. I'm an introvert, but a hugger. So I've been at a crossroads this whole time, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough not hugging. I never appreciated how much I liked hugging people.
Which is interesting. It's interesting that we're even talking about this, because I found that one of the interesting components of your character's relationship with her daughter in this film, touch, that you always kind of want to touch and she's always kind of like this. And it's almost this withholding of a physicality that is really about emotionally how you're feeling towards that person.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a metaphor in a way for her not wanting me to intrude into her feelings. Just that's kind of what the film is about, you know, is that she gets to feel her own way and grieve her own way. And it's not the way I would have her grieve.
The film also is very clear that no one is better at indirect insults than our mothers. And why is that?
I don't know. There are so many things in it that are those kind of insights, like hair. What's with mothers in hair? You know?
Yep.
There's always something that a mother wants to do with the daughter's hair that daughters never want the mother to do. So that's in there too.
Right. Obviously, there is lots of talk about you being nominated for yet another Academy Award. Happy belated birthday. We almost have the same birthday. Mine is December 8th. So happy belated.
Very close. Yeah.
I know that it's, you know, you're being the oldest person to be nominated for an Academy Acting Award would be amazing for you. What would you be sure to include in your acceptance speech?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, I think of all of the people I've never thanked. You know, I've never thanked my manager. I've never thanked my son. I've never thanked my great acting teacher. But I'm not sure that I wouldn't get the music coming up if I started thanking all the people I feel I should thank and haven't. I don't know. I don't know that I don't think about winning. I think about nominating. I've only won once, and this would be my 7th nomination. So that seems to be what I can do. I can be nominated. And I hope I am this time, because I must say, as delightful as it is to be nominated as the oldest person who's ever been nominated is a crown I really want to wear.
Yeah, and what message does that send to other women? My daughter is 12. What message can that send to her?
Well, that you don't have to give up just because you reach a certain age, you know. I say just keep on marching as long as you can hear the band. You know, so that's what I feel I'm doing.
Good morning, Vanessa. How are you?
Hello, Kim. I'm really good, actually. I'm so delighted to be sat here talking about the film.
I can imagine you would be. It is an incredible performance. We actually met a few years ago. I interviewed you for The Crown.
I was going to say, I wondered whether you'd remember.
Well, you mentioned something that I loved then and continue to love now, which is that you had a portrait or a photo of Princess Margaret hanging in your loo. So I'm curious if you did any decorating for this film to get into the role of Martha.
Not in the same way, but I did have a lot of pictures, actually. No one's asked me this. That's interesting. And I forgot. I actually had a lot of pictures that helped me feel things, really, because most of the movie is the character feeling things but not being able to show them. So I would sometimes look at them before a take, or and then a long playlist as well. I had a really long playlist that would make me feel things.
Well, that is something that I wanted to talk to you about, because I know that a lot of actors will find something in their own lives to draw on. And that when it comes to grief, if we want to be healthy humans, we sort of need to process them in our own lives and then move on from it. But if you are dipping into that, do you have to kind of reprocess it afterwards?
I did for this film actually, because I got home, we finished at the end of January, and then obviously the pandemic happened a couple of weeks later, and in London anyway, and so I was at home, you know, for months, and I had to really process it. And actually, I think being in that feeling, that level of grief for maybe the 2 months of shooting, it definitely took a while to leave me, for sure. But in a way, I also realized it was such a privilege to feel that, because I haven't felt that level that Martha feels, you know, that level of loss and grief, thankfully, in my life. But it gave me so much empathy for anyone going through something so difficult. And you know, when you experience something like that, it is a completely lone journey. And sometimes the only thing that helps is someone else going, I understand, I know how it feels. I remember how it feels because I've been through something where every day was difficult, you know. And so I feel grateful for that, because I feel incredibly connected now when someone shares with me that they are or have been through something like that, you know.
Yeah, it must be an incredible feeling to be recognized not only by the critics, but by other humans who are like feeling seen because of something that you have helped create.
That's a really beautiful way to put it.
You are being recognized by the critics. I'm curious if you have had any conversations with the GOAT, Ellen Burstyn, about the Oscars, what to expect, what you should be doing right now.
Oh, not really. I haven't even got that far in my head, honestly. But I do know that she's talking a lot at the moment about how she would be the oldest person ever to be nominated at 88. And she said this amazing thing the other day on an interview, which was like, she says something like, I want to do it just because I want women to know that you can keep going if you want to, you know. It's never too late. You're never too old. And I love that. She's like a 21-year-old, you know. She's so fierce and formidable, and it's so inspiring to me. And I hope I'm 88 still working and, you know, doing films. And I mean, she's also been nominated so many times, so to her it's like a very familiar experience, you know. So yeah, it's nice to be inspired by her like that.
Since this is such an intense film, I've met you before, you're very funny. Eliza is playing your sister. We know she is incredibly funny. Can you tell me, were there ever moments of levity in between takes where you just had to break?
I mean, yeah, loads. And, you know, the birth, we had to find a way of resetting so that we could do, you know, many takes that day. We had 2 days to do it, and we did 4 on the first day. And so the best tool was just playing music so loud, like blasting it through the flat as like the props guys were moving things around and prosthetics team were resetting stuff, and, you know, the water was being drained and all that stuff. And we just like had a big dance party all the time in between the takes, just to like clear the energy and begin again. And that was some of my best memories, really.
I have to say, as an audience member, that makes me feel better. Just knowing that there was
knowing
enjoyment
that
of it
happened.
too.
Yeah,
Yes.
there was lots of more favorite music we just blasted out from, and we danced around, and we had to bring sort of light in, you know.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on everything. You're so tremendous in this movie.
Thank you.
All right. You
Thank you
take
so
care.
much.